Okay, we're all squished into the frame like sardines. What are we going to make, boys?
Chili.
Instapot chili. Do you know how long it should take to throw together, at least? Not to
30
cook.
seconds?
Let's aim for it. I don't think we can quite do 30, but it's going to be very fast, very simple.
Yeah, each can takes about a minute.
To open? Well, yeah. I think we can do faster than that. Okay, so we're going to show you how we throw together a very quick Instapot chili that's super convenient and uses all canned and frozen stuff. Okay, so the ingredients for this, you can change it up, but this is what I'm going to use today. All salt-free, I'm going to use canned black beans, 2 of those. I have dark red kidney beans, 2 cans of diced tomatoes. Sometimes I just use 1. And I'm going to use a whole bag of frozen peppers and onions. I'm going to use a dark chili powder and dried onion garlic. You could use any fresh. You can add other ingredients if you like, but this is just a simple throw everything in the pot, literally, and let it cook in the Instapot. So it's a really quick dinner. I'm a busy homeschooling mom of 2, and I also work part-time. We've been eating this way for 14 years. My 2 sons, my husband, and I. So this is one of the many simple dishes I cook in our Instapot to make this lifestyle sustainable for us. So my oldest son requested that we actually time this. So we're going to try and be speedy here, but I will talk and explain. We're going to take all of our canned stuff and literally dump it in the pot. Same with the peppers and onions. So here we go. Set the timer. Go. Okay, ready, boys? Start cracking. Start cracking and dumping. Mylan, I wonder if you could get us a garbage can, or should I go do that? Oh, it's right here. Okay. Crack and dump. I could see this getting messy soon. We're getting excited. 22 seconds. Watch your hand. 22 seconds. I'm going to do the pop top ones because they're a little tricky.
30 seconds.
Whoa. Failed. Okay.
Oh, wow.
But we are talking at the same time. Okay. I'll take this one. Ooh, we got bean goop. And you'll notice I am not draining and rinsing the beans. You absolutely could. You'd need to add possibly a little bit of water then, but the tomatoes have water in them too, so you might get away without it. Dump that all in. Now, Ari, can you dump in some dried onion?
1 minute.
You know we like quite a lot, right?
How much?
Okay. Probably for people watching, I'd say this is a good 3-ish tablespoons, something like that. Can you throw that in the garbage, please, Mylan? Okay, and then let's do some garlic. Mylan, do you want to come and do that for me? Okay. So why don't you do that? Maybe the equivalent of about 1 to 2 teaspoons. You can do a little more than that, sweetie. That might be good. A little more even, maybe. Never can have too much garlic. You could obviously use fresh. This is just how I'm saving time. Now we need chili powder. Because you guys are going to be eating this too. You usually like about 1 to 1.5 tablespoons. Actually, let's open it because then we can measure it properly. Okay. So why don't you open it? Can you, we have our nice, can we show everyone that? This is one of my favorites. Oh, I'm talking too much. We're wasting time. That's a tablespoon and a teaspoon. Can you use the tablespoon?
So that's the end?
Yep, the big one, right? And scoop that out for us. One good one. Yep, and you're kind of leveling it. No, that's fine. He's doing a great job.
Okay.
Oh, it's fine. It's not super precise. And then why don't you give it, once that's emptied out, just tip it completely. Yep. And then how about another, like, I don't know, just a little, like half full maybe. Not too much. That's plenty. Yeah, it's not super precise.
You love spicy stuff.
Okay. That's all, folks. Now we're going to turn on the, oh, I'm sorry. Can you rip that or do you need my help?
It's nearly 3 minutes.
You have to poke a hole in it. Okay, wait, I'll help. We'll put the people down.
258, 259.
Okay. Oh, no. See, we could be faster if we weren't talking and explaining. I explained about the long spoon I like. Throw that in here. Okay. Let's turn it. Okay, so that really did take us just over 3 minutes, even with my chatting, to throw it together. So just to show you, a lot of people are very intimidated by the Instapot. They think it's difficult. There's all these buttons and it just looks scary and people think it can explode. I've used one for, oh goodness, I don't know, at least a decade. And it has never been a problem whatsoever. Nothing ever goes wrong. It turns itself off if there's a problem. So we're going to show you how even a 7-year-old can turn the Instapot on, right? My youngest son, Ari, is 7 years old. So what we did first is we just closed it all the way to the right until it wouldn't move anymore. Then I make sure this is set to sealing. Just a second, buddy. This is set to sealing, not venting. Venting would obviously let everything out, which we don't want to do if we're trying to let it build to pressure. So you just turn it all the way to the right until it's sealing. Yes, you know the drill, pressure cook. And because this is literally all cooked already, you can even do 8 minutes. Let's go down. Do you remember how to do that?
Yes.
Yes, that's right. Right? 8 minutes. Awesome. So now we don't need to delay start it. We're going to let it cook right now. We just let it do its thing and we'll come back when it is naturally pressure released. Okay, so it's 39 minutes after it's finished cooking. This is an old Instapot. I have 2 other Instapots. The newer one shows, I think, just 0039, and it shows like a little symbol for pressure releasing. So whatever. This just means it's been done cooking for 39 minutes, and that is sufficient time for this to naturally pressure release. You could make it go faster, and I could, if I wouldn't have put keep warm, I could just get rid of that before I start cooking it. And then obviously it would cool off faster, but I always forget. So it is what it is. I also know because the lid now turns easily when it is pressurized, you cannot open it. You can't mess it up. But it unlocks when the pressure releases naturally and this falls down. I almost never force a pressure release for 2 reasons. One, I find it blows the food to smithereens usually. Especially things like potatoes and even beans. It just makes a big mess. And I don't feel like it's a great idea to, have that shooting steam hitting my cabinets. Occasionally I need to do it. And what I'll do is I'll try and let it naturally release for 10 minutes. And then I'll cover the vent with a towel. And I make sure my hand's out of the way and I'll just flick this, to venting. But again, I almost never do that. I just allow enough time for it to naturally release. So I just let this lid dry. It's almost never messy as long as you don't overfill your pot. All right, so I'm just gonna cancel this and I'll give it a quick stir and just show you. It smells absolutely delicious. This is quite watery. Obviously, again, you could drain and rinse your beans. That would get rid of some of the liquid. You could also only use 1 can of the diced tomatoes. I sometimes make it that way. We actually like it like this though, because I often throw it over rice or potatoes because I always have those on hand cooked in my fridge. And I will typically, I'm going to put some of this in a bowl to be served immediately. Well, once it cools a little bit. My husband really likes it when he gets it fresh. It's one of his favorites. But then the rest, I just scoop it. This is my handy 1-cup scoop because I find it works better than a ladle. All these little tricks I've learned over the years. So I'll fill it to about there. And I fill up as many glass as possible. Sometimes I run out of glass and then I have to use these plastic ones, which I don't like as much. And then we'll let it fully cool. And I just put them in the fridge. And the boys help themselves. My husband and I will eat them and we'll just reheat them. We have weird schedules. I work often in the evening. We homeschool, so the boys are home all day. My husband often works late. So we just kind of eat when we're hungry most of the time. My kids have free range because everything we have in our house is completely healthy. So they can eat whatever they want. If the only rule is they have to eat vegetables every day. They have to eat, I put vegetables on the table in the morning. And they have to have them done before they go for food other than their breakfast. So before they get anything from the fridge, they have to eat vegetables. And just so you understand the quantities, they eat at least each of them 12 ounces of vegetables a day already at their age, and they're 7 and 10, often much more because there'll be veggies and recipes and things like that. And my youngest actually loves going into the kitchen and just grabbing himself. He'll say, Mama, can I have some baby carrots? Mama, can I have some grape tomatoes? And he just helps himself to fruits and veggies and just thinks it's the best thing ever. So when you raise your kids eating only healthy whole foods, they think they are delicious. It's all about neuroadaptation. So I hope you found this recipe helpful. And recipe, we can't even call it that, this example of how you can throw things together really quickly and cheaply and conveniently. This is faster than throwing an oven or an oven-baked pizza into the oven. So it really truly is. It's sustainable if you make it sustainable and if you let your taste buds adapt to simple foods. So I hope you found this video helpful. Please consider liking and subscribing and leave a comment below about ways you like to keep it simple.